Hey everybody, and we're back. We are back. We're on all the platforms today. So it's a little clunky today. It's the first time we've done this with everything, including TikTok, and we got Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitch, and all kinds of stuff. So whatever platform you're on, hopefully you can see us. First time we've done this with.
We never leave a platform behind.
Never leave a platform behind. So I'm doing paper animation today. We've got our paper animation course on sale, but I'm going to have Nick kind of tell us what all the sales are again. Today we've got Nick Birch, my business partner, is on, and we got Dustin. Got my wife Vedanta is here today as a guest. So we are cranking away doing paper animation. I will talk a little bit more about that, but let's talk about some of the sales we got going on the website. I'll talk a little bit more. Nick?
Sorry, I was checking the audio. Yeah, we've got our paper animation courses on sale. It's only $5 this weekend. That is our, if you like what Aaron's doing today, you're going to love this. It's a 20-hour course available for just $5 this weekend only. We've also got our artist photo packs are only $5 this weekend at featureartteacher.com. And we've got a brand new course from Woody Woodman on pre-order right now for 50% off. That course is available 1 week from today, and it's 50% off over 20 hours of storyboarding education. And he teaches all kinds of really cool tips, techniques. He worked on Treasure Planet. He worked on Brother Bear. He's worked on a show on the internet called Odd Bods that has over 7 billion views. So he knows what he's talking about. So that's coming soon to featureartteacher.com, but we'll jump back into some paper animation with Aaron.
Yeah, Woody and I, we worked together for years and years, and so it's really nice to have him on. So I'm doing paper animation today, and you guys can ask me anything you want about it. This is the way we did it for years. Disney's done it for, they did it for 60, 70 years, paper animation, before going digital. And it's such a great medium. I really love working in paper and bringing things to life. As you draw, I'm thinking about physics. I'm thinking about the character themselves, emotion, and we bring these characters to life like this. It's very cool. I'm thinking about physics. I'm thinking about the character themselves. So I have this bear kind of running around and jumping up and down. Very cool. I have this bear kind of running around, jumping up and down. Oh, gotcha. We're a little echoey on TikTok. Sorry, guys. Oh, gotcha.
We are working on it.
Oh, it's saying echoey?
I can hear myself, and yeah, people are saying it's pretty bad on TikTok.
We'll fix it.
We're still trying to work out the bugs.
Hello.
Wonder how all the other streams are doing. They're probably good. Oh, that echo's gone. It's better now. It's fixed. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I figured that was the issue.
Steve on TikTok said this is more fun than a movie.
Well, he's growing. The character's growing a little bit. So
actually, the question is this for fun or a movie?
This is for fun.
That was a different question.
Oh, that was a different question.
Yeah, this is actually for fun.
Lockpick Composer on TikTok asks, do you prefer to animate people or animals?
I love animating animals. Very much love animating animals.
And we have someone on TikTok here that's saying, greetings from Bolivia.
All right, right on.
Instagram question. I'd love to see a class on Procreate Dreams. Any plans for that?
Yeah, let's talk about dreams real quick. So Nick and I just got back from London, England this past week. And several months ago, Procreate came to us asking if we would animate in a new software that they were developing and do a little short for them. And so we just decided, let's just jump on the opportunity for that. And so we did. And I was able to animate this little 1.5-minute short about a penguin who dreams of flying. The software that they're coming out with is called Procreate Dreams, and it's an animation software. And there was the big announcement was, like I said, this past last Friday, a week ago today in London. And it was awesome. And it went over huge. And our little short was showcased in the announcement. So that was kind of cool. And actually, we've got the short. You guys want to play the short real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and play it. We might get a little bit of echo when we do it. We're working on that, so we'll see how this works. But bear with us, and let's go ahead and cue it up, Dustin.
Here goes nothing.
There's our. Go back. So that was our little short that we created for Procreate, and that was done on an iPad. That entire thing was animated on an iPad in this new software, and it's awesome software. I can't wait for it. It comes out November 22nd of this year, and it's a one-time purchase. It's only $19.99 US dollars, and it's you're going to be able to make an entire movie with this software. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
How many frames per second?
I'm thinking of, the softwares, you can do any number of frames per second. I normally work in 24 frames per second.
The standard.
Yes. So I have this guy here kind of coming up.
Twitch question. Do you have any tips on how to animate fish?
Fish, yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to think about the wave of action, of energy going through the fish's body. And so that's a big thing. Like I'm animating I'm doing a short called Snow Bear, and there's a shot in there where he's swimming with whales. And you want to, I spent a long time really focusing on making sure the energy goes through the body, and it starts at the front and works its way through the back. And it's the same with fish. You gotta watch that energy.
What animal are you drawing right now?
I'm drawing a bear.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
What's been your favorite character to draw or create?
Well, I really love Nala. Nala was one of my favorite characters. I created young Nala for The Lion King, and I just loved creating her. but as far as animation goes, I think the Beast. I was one of the animators. I didn't create the Beast, but I was one of the animators of the Beast, and he was such a great character to draw and animate, and so I really love that
Thanks
character.
for everybody who's sending hearts on TikTok and sharing the live. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry. Do you teach? Do you teach? Can you talk about the website a little bit?
Yeah. So creatureartteacher.com is my website. That's where I teach. I've got over 700 hours of art lessons and animation lessons. From digital to traditional design, all kinds of stuff. And it's we've been at it for about 10 years now. And like I said, we've got so much stuff on there. Like I said, over 700 hours. Go on over to creatureartteacher.com and check it out. It's a great site.
Would you do you know James Baxter?
I do know James Baxter. Yes. James Baxter and I have worked together. We worked together at Disney.
Do you think 2D is going to make a comeback?
Yes, I do. I don't think it's, it never really fully went away. Obviously, it wasn't like it was in the 90s. But I do think 2D is going to make a big comeback. So here I'm just going to have him jump up in the air.
You have monthly and yearly subscriptions, right?
We do. Yeah, we have monthly streaming subscriptions, and we have yearly subscriptions where you can keep all the content.
Does the monthly subscription get you access to your lives on Tuesday, Thursday, making the short?
Yes.
So the monthly or the yearly subscriptions, you get access.
Yes, and that's the thing. So if you become a member, you can follow me every Tuesday and Thursday as I live stream the making of my animated short, Snow Bear.
Instagram question: have you worked with Borja Montoro?
I was just with Borja this past weekend. Yes, we have. I take that back. We haven't worked directly together, but we know each other very well, and we spent quite a bit of time together over the weekend.
Eric on Twitch wants to know, how long did it take you to animate that penguin short?
It took me 3 months to animate it. A little over 3 months, about 12 weeks, maybe 13 weeks, something like that.
Do you know a guy named Travis Blaise? Is he any relation to you?
Yes, he's my brother.
Wow.
And not just from another mother.
Yeah, he is my mother. My brother, I mean. Yes, he's my brother.
What softwares have you used for animation?
TV Paint is the main software that I use, and then I've just started using Dreams for iPad. Procreate, made by Procreate. Now it's not available to the public yet, but I got it. I got it from Procreate because they wanted me to test it out and create a short form.
Personal question: do you think Procreate Dreams is going to replace TV Paint for you?
No, it will not replace TV Paint for me. It's two different platforms. So if I want to animate on an iPad, it'll become my animation of choice for an iPad. But and I can see myself doing stuff on iPad as well down the road. But
on the computer, it'll be TV Paint.
Yeah, TV Paint doesn't work on iPad, and Dreams won't work on the computer.
Cintiq.
On my Cintiq. So here you can see him jumping up in the air.
Why are you drawing straight ahead? Isn't drawing action normally pose to pose?
No, drawing action is actually usually straight ahead. No, drawing action is usually straight ahead.
What was your inspiration for Snow Bear?
I wanted to do something simple with one character about a lonely character, and I wanted it in a simple environment, so I chose the Arctic. And so those are the restrictions that I gave myself, and I just started thinking about it and came up with this idea about a lonely polar bear living in the Arctic looking for a friend, and he decides to make a snow bear to keep him company.
Do you prefer the old Disney animation or the newer animation? And do you think the old animation will ever come back?
Well, the old animation is done. I mean, I'm not sure. I know what you mean by. I'm not sure. I understand what you
Like
mean by coming back.
2D over 3D animate.
Well, I think 2D will come back. I don't know if it's going to be Disney, but 2D will. And you know, I'll do my part to keep it alive, for sure.
Any connections to get, or suggestions to get connections to Disney, or they just put in the door?
You know, I've been away from Disney for over 10 years now. I left Disney 13 years ago. So things have changed quite a bit. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, they've got an active website, and the best thing you can do is you know, pull together a portfolio and submit it and see where it goes. They've always been great about that kind of thing.
YouTube question. How different is the Procreate Dreams animation from the animation tools that we already have in standard Procreate?
Oh, it's much more robust. So you can make an entire feature of, and I'm not exaggerating, you can make an entire feature film with Dreams. It's much more robust, much heavier, and you can do a lot more with it. You know, there's no way I would have been able to do that short that we just showed you in just regular Procreate.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Somebody said they don't want stop motion anime to die. Is there I can't think of one movie that's stop.
Yeah,
They might just mean animation. Yeah. Some people
okay.
use anime.
Oh, okay. I was like a stop motion anime.
Yeah, I don't know what I've never heard of stop motion anime either.
Jamie on YouTube says, I've had your yearly subscription for a few years now, and I love it. And I really appreciate the Snow Bear stream so much for new content beyond the subscription. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying so. Yeah, we really enjoy doing it, for sure.
Instagram question from Sheila Dream Studios. I have trouble with my slow ins and slow outs. Do you prefer animating fast motion on ones or twos? Do you have a method for getting the timing just right?
Well, those are three different questions. So, slow ins and slow outs, that's just really hitting your poses and, you know, easing into them and easing out of them. And so that's just a matter of timing and taking the time to do the drawings to get them in there. What were the other questions?
Do you prefer animating on ones or twos for fast action?
Oh, for fast action, I prefer ones.
And do you have a method for getting timing just right?
You know, it's all subjective. You know, good timing is subjective. What feels good for one person might not feel the same for another. For me, it's all about, you know, I think about timing like music, and if it's got a nice rhythm to it, then, you know, I usually run with that. But it's yeah, it's very subjective, timing is. But the more you do it, the better off, or the better it gets. I mean, it's just like anything else. So you just got to take the time and put the time in. So here you can see him kind of jumping up and spinning around.
This is not a question that's on the class, but what inspires you? This is one for me. What inspires you in your story process?
I want to tell stories that that have good balance, and what I mean by that, you know, stories that are going to make you laugh, but stories that are going to make you cry, and just feel. I like characters overcoming things, which, I mean, that's obviously in any story, that's the dramatic premise. But for me, it's like coming of age stories are always big for me. I don't know. It's things that deal with kind of raw emotion, loneliness, love, family. You know, those types of things really. Those types of stories really are appealing to me.
What type of drawing tools do you use and why? And do you use mechanical pencils at all?
No, right now what I'm using here is a Mitsubishi High Uni 10B pencil. So it's a very soft graphite pencil, and I really love that feel. And it's just, this is 20-pound animation paper that I've got from Animation Supplies or Cartoon Supplies in Burbank, California.
Jody on TikTok does want to know if you have any videos for complete beginners.
Yeah, my introduction to animation is set up for pure beginners. So it introduces you to the fundamentals of animation, and then how I animate a shot.
Yeah, that course is on sale right now for only $10, by the way. And if you go to creatureartteacher.com, right at the top, it says tutorials and lessons, and there's a section there for animation classes, and you can get those right there. Speaking of animation classes, if you're enjoying what Aaron's doing on paper, this weekend his animation on paper course is only $5. That's basically 80% off. And it's got all kinds of stuff on his techniques for paper animation. He teaches about timing charts. He teaches how to shoot the animation and film it for playback, all kinds of stuff to kind of keep this art form alive, or to learn more about it if you're really interested to doing traditional animation on paper. Which is what's really cool about that is you don't need any software to do animation. You can just work with good old pencil and paper if you want to. So head on over to creatureartteacher.com and check that out.
Are those keyframes? And so would another animate fill it in?
Yeah, well, these are almost, there would be a few drawings in between here, and yes, and I would have an assistant come through and fill in the gaps. So these are keyframes.
Is there anything that needs to be purchased for these classes beforehand?
No.
Generally speaking, no.
If you have, pencil and paper, pretty much you can, that's all you need. And it's at creatureartteacher.com. I just want to reiterate.
It's in the link tree at TikTok.
Yes, in the link tree.
Aaron's like, what's a link tree?
What is the link tree?
Olo Marker says we could watch this all day on YouTube.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, guys. All of our friends over at Olo. That's the other thing. You guys check out Olo Markers. They've kind of changed the game as far as the marker world goes.
Olo.
Our friend John Darlin has that company and really brought in a new marker with Olo and that brand, and has really kind of raised the bar in the alcohol-based marker world. They're really great. I've got a couple of demos on my YouTube channel where I'm using the markers.
Instagram question: did you say what size this paper is, or just the weight?
This is just the weight. So I just talked about the weight. The size is 13 by 17.
Is that 12 field or?
No, this is 16
16
field.
field. Okay.
Have you or will you ever make a LGBTQ inspired animation?
No, I haven't, and I never say never. I don't have anything on the books right now, but there could be something down the road.
Do you have any advice for someone that would like to get into scenery drawing?
Say that again. I was running my pencil sharpener.
Do you have any advice for someone that would like to get into scenery drawings for animated movies?
Get into
Scenery.
Oh, the backgrounds.
Yeah, background.
Yeah, I mean it's like anything else. You really got to get disciplined on that subject matter. So it's landscape, layout, composition, all of those you got to really focus on. And I would brush up on your digital skills, because that's what everything's done in nowadays.
Jessica Cheslak has a question about portfolio. Whether she can put original characters or
original characters are what don't put it together like cartoony characters of existing characters. That's not what studios want to see.
Could she also put in Disney art? Is kind of the question.
No, don't do Disney art. Put together your own work. They want to see what you can bring to the table.
What advice, YouTube question, would you give to a beginner artist starting out nowadays?
You know, it's just do your art. You know, so many people get hung up on, you know, what's my style and, you know, how am I going to make money and this and that. Well, you have to do great art before you can define a style, before you can make money and all that. So, I mean, it's really just create art, and over time you're going to get better, and it's going to develop, I guess, is the best thing I can say.
Have you ever thought about animating something you haven't tried before?
Have I ever thought about animating something I haven't tried before? I'm not sure I understand that
Like
question.
something you have never animated.
Like something that you haven't animated before, like.
Well, everything that I animate, I haven't animated before in some form.
Well, I mean, like, you've never animated an airplane, I think is what they mean.
Yeah, I mean,
like doing something cool.
to me, it's about the story. So, yeah, I'm sure that whatever, if my next story that I work on has that, then yeah, I don't think about the subject as much as I think about the story I want to tell. And I don't think about whether or not I've animated this subject before or not. It's just, is it interesting? Is it compelling?
He can animate anything, guys.
So in his paper animation course, because I know people are asking about it in the comments, he covers how to do timing charts. So that's
Yeah.
and he covers, you know, what keyframes are and what in-between drawings are and how that all works, breakdown drawings, all that stuff. If you want to learn more, over at creatureartteacher.com, we've got a 20+ hour course on animation on paper that's only $5 this weekend. Of all the films, it's an Instagram question, of all the works that you've worked on, what are you most proud of?
Brother Bear I directed, and it was the first movie that I directed, and so it was extremely difficult as a first-time director, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. But then, you know, there's other shots and other films, sequences, things like that I've worked on that I'm really proud of. There's work in Beauty and the Beast that I really love. But as a whole, probably, you know, Brother Bear is probably my biggest accomplishment.
Whatever platform you're watching us on, please hit those like and share buttons. That really helps us out a lot.
It really does.
So if you buy a course, you always have access to it, even if you
Yes.
So the way our courses work is once you buy it, you get to keep it forever. And most of them include both streaming and downloads. There's a couple of the newer ones that have the downloads as an upgrade. But that's also the big difference between the monthly membership and the annual membership. With the monthly membership, it works kind of like Netflix. You can stream as much as you want all the time and cancel at any time. With the annual membership, you can stream, but you can also download everything on the website. So that's one of the big main differences.
Yeah. It's a pretty darn good deal.
you might need your own server to be able to download all of that. It's a lot.
Have you drawn any meerkats?
Yeah, I've drawn meerkats in the past.
Do you prefer, Instagram question, animating on paper or digitally?
If I'm doing a production, I prefer working digitally because it's much more efficient. From an art standpoint, I prefer paper. I like having the paper to hold and to flip, and, you know, a physical piece of art.
And you've been selling these, which I think is crazy. Crazy.
We have been selling these.
I was told, YouTube question, I was told to draw in different styles to adapt to different studios. Would you create a lesson based on style variation?
I don't have a lesson based on style variation, but I do agree with that sentiment.
We have a whole course on design stylization, though, from David Coleman on our website, where David Coleman is an Emmy Award-winning artist and character designer and works for films. He has a course on our website where he touches a lot on that. But yeah, people get so hung up on having a visual, unique style, That's actually not what studios want. They want somebody that can fit into any project.
Yeah, they want someone that that can vary their style.
Exactly.
Because every film is going to have a different style. Especially, if you go on to become a studio hire, meaning you're there for multiple pictures, then you're going to want to be able to vary your style up.
Did you meet up with John Pomeroy while you were in California last year?
Yes. John Palmer and I had tables right across from each other.
Nice.
Do you have advice for art block? This question comes up a lot.
It does. There's a lot of things you can do when you have art block, depending on, what it is that you like to create. For me, I love doing nature-based imagery. So I'll watch documentaries. I'll go out, take a walk in the forest behind my house. I'll do all kinds of things to get that, to be inspired. I don't go through art block as much as I used to. The other thing too is you can just start drawing, and something will pop in there. But yeah, it's find the things that inspire you. What is it that inspires you? And then immerse yourself in that. I love looking at great documentaries, nature documentaries. They always inspire me to create something.
Do you plan on making another feature-length project, or are they too stressful?
Never say never. They are very stressful. I would love to do another feature project.
It's really just about timing.
It's timing and budget, and it's not, you can't do it independently. That's a huge undertaking to do. But there's other ways of doing it, and so it's just a matter of yes, I would do it, and it's just a matter of finding the right opportunity.
Disney was very revolutionary back in its time in many aspects. What could it do to reinvigorate itself to appeal to new generations?
I think it's stop following trends and put more original content out. I think right now they're really hung up on doing CG versions of their old animation library, which is, I understand, the potential profitability of that. But I think it's a creative suck. And I think they need to think bigger than that. And take more risks.
At the same time, too, I don't know that they're not appealing to younger generations. Zootopia, Moana, and Kanto, all those movies.
Those are great films.
They've been giant hits. And in the popular culture, kids growing up still watch Disney movies just like they did when I was little and when you were little and when our parents were little. So I think Disney is doing just fine.
So let me flip this and see what we've got here. You can see him running around, bouncing around. Not sure how well you can see it on the camera.
You're a little high.
A little high.
Right here? Is that better?
Right there.
So here, this is all just straight ahead, action-based, thinking about physics and weight, trying to get the weight of that bear in there.
Is that currently in form of 2s or 3s?
Oh, there's all kinds of timing changes in here. It's 2s and 3s, 1s. But it's really, it's figuring out the path of action and working it out.
What do you think of anime? And ever thought of trying an anime type style of short?
I like anime. I really like Miyazaki. It's probably my favorite. And shoot! Can you come and fix this? I just bumped that. Dustin had it.
Yeah,
Dustin will grab it. Sorry, guys. I bumped that with my elbow.
There's something all over the camera. It's like focused on a piece of dust on
I
that.
think I can press the manual. Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys. That was me.
So, do you have like a pop?
Here, right here. Sorry, guys. We'll get this working. I just bumped the heck out of it with my elbow. Move your hand.
I'm trying to get it to focus on my hand.
There we go.
So here I thought I'd do something a little more intimate and something a little more subtle.
YouTube question: could you animate a dinosaur in the near future? I'd love to see you animate a prehistoric animal. Be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd love to
Interpret the
do that
movement.
actually. Actually, I could probably scribble something out right now. What's a T-Rex look like?
Are you going to Lightbox?
No, we're not going to be at Lightbox, but we're going to be at CTN.
Yeah, we were at Lightbox the first 2 years and had a great time. It's
Actually, I got to go drop
the
smaller.
scheduling is just, we've got a couple of conflicts with those dates this year, so we don't
Yeah.
think we're going to be able to make it. How did you find out about Procreate Dreams?
Procreate came to us and asked if we would animate something for them. So that's how we found out about it. They sorry, I'm animating here.
Facebook question: did Michael Eisner want to do away with animation?
Yes. He did at first. And it was Roy Disney that came in and saved the day.
Roy.
Yeah.
Question from Zanji.
Hey,
Aaron,
Zounji.
Aaron and Nick, can you talk about how you work together? How do you talk through respective roles, and how do you address disagreements? How do you work well together?
I'm not sure I like this.
No comment.
Yeah, we just do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, Aaron and I see eye to eye on, I would say, 95% of
Yeah.
things. There's very little that we actually disagree about. So we're very like-minded, and we both sort of just specialize in slightly different areas. So it just complements each other. We've never really had those sorts of issues. We've been very blessed in that regard.
So I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. I'm just I'm trying to get the anatomy in my head first.
Let's see. Twitch question: can you give us an idea of a budget for feature animation?
Yeah, I mean, when I did Brother Bear, obviously it depends on the depth of the pockets of whoever you're making the animation for. But when I did Brother Bear, our budget was $90 million. So it basically worked out to about $1 million a minute, and which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. And so you really got to be careful about where you're spending it, how you're spending it, all of that. And we did. I mean, we would have budget meetings every week. Let me just see here.
I mean, that was $1 million a minute in 2003. It's probably closer to $2 million a minute now.
There we go.
Instagram question: how do you decide on your timing, though?
Your timing is it's really personal. It's you have to decide on what is it that you're trying to get across. That's what's the acting that you're trying to get across, and then the timing comes as a result of deciding that.
Budget meetings on animation films. How can you save money by shortening sequences?
Shortening sequences, maybe you have less effects. There's character count. There's a lot of different things to consider when working out a budget for an animated film.
Well, you always give the example of in the salmon run. You have a really good example in Brother
Yeah, in the
Bear.
salmon run, we were running over on our effects budget, and so we had a whole bunch of shots of the bears hanging out in the river. Well, we kept them in the river. We just framed everything up so that you couldn't see the river, and we just carried it with sound effects. That way, we didn't have to animate as much water, and that worked pretty well.
As a director, how much drawing did you do for Brother Bear? Was it mostly?
I did a lot of drawing, especially in the design stage, to get across my vision for what I was thinking.
And then for actual animation, you did a few shots of Kenai, right?
Yeah, I did. I did some shots of Kenai.
Have you seen the Land Before Time movie? And did you wish you could have worked on that film?
Yeah, I did see that, and yeah, that would have been a fun film to work on.
Mike on YouTube asks, what do you see as the technical differences in the approach to animation that stylistically distinguish North American and Japanese animation from one another?
Oh, there's a lot of there's more than I can name. A lot of it is timing. And I mean, obviously, if you look, you can just visually see the stylistic differences between anime and Western designs. There's a lot of different things it's just a lot. Once again, a lot of it is timing. Not timing, but number of drawings per second.
Bearded Buckeye on TikTok says, I watched Brother Bear 1 and 2 with my daughter after showing her your TikTok live.
Oh, cool.
Hope she enjoyed them.
Thank you.
And I missed this question earlier. I'm an architectural designer. Would that work for getting into background design?
It could if you're able to do, backgrounds.
Of
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter what your discipline is now, as long as if you can create backgrounds that are, compelling and have great style and can follow a style, then sure, then yeah, that's great.
And Taylor Johnson on TikTok just asked, Brother Bear?
This is from our Snow Bear project.
But you did direct Brother Bear.
I did direct Brother Bear, yes.
Thoughts on AI? Do you like it or think it'll take over animation?
I don't think it's going to take over animation. I think there's aspects of animation that it will take over. But it's not, I mean, I'm always going to make animated films. I'm not going to use AI to do it. Some people might, if somewhere down the road, if the capabilities are there. But I love making animated movies, so I'm just going to keep making them. I don't think about AI too much.
Not too much?
No.
Not ever? Not one tiny bit?
I just said not too much. There we go.
Have you ever heard of black-winged pencils?
Yes, I've got some.
Someone says, the songs you've been using in Snow Bear, is that an existing song or specifically for Snow Bear? Any of the music that we've put out online is usually just some sort of royalty-free stuff. We're actually going to have...
Let Nick take that one then.
We're working with a composer to compose an original score on that. So they linked to something there, and it was just one of the reels where we put up music stuff, you know, but it wasn't.
Mama Sal on TikTok says, I want to get into animation so bad, but I get discouraged very easily.
Just got to keep
Well,
moving ahead.
Animation's hard, and it's you got to be in it for the long haul, and you've got to be willing to do a lot of drawing. And if that's not something you can do, then yeah, think about something else.
Yeah, animation is not an instant gratification profession at all. I mean,
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
even on your best week, what's the most amount of animation you've ever gotten done?
I get about usually about 5 to 6 seconds on a good week of animation.
So think about that. 5 to 6 seconds a week. And this is a guy that's been doing it for 30 years.
35.
35 years.
So, you know, you have to have realistic expectations of what's actually involved in animation. If you set out to create an animated piece, it's duration. You know? Evan on YouTube says, I know this is a common question. I'm really passionate about traditional animation. I've been drawing for 3 years. Where could I get an animation disc and other tools you use? Any tips would be awesome. Thanks so much.
Cartoonsupplies.com.
Yeah, that's
where we get everything. That's where I get all the paper. They sell discs there. They got everything you need to get started doing paper animation.
yeah, they've got everything there. There's also stuff on Amazon if you're looking for more entry level type stuff.
But Cartoon Supplies has entry level as well.
Yeah.
I would just say go with Cartoon Supplies because they got everything you need.
Do you have a favorite food to eat?
No. I like everything. I really do. I like everything.
Do you think Procreate Dreams is going to be a game changer?
I think Procreate Dreams is going to be a huge game changer. I think we're going to see a resurgence in independent 2D animation. Actually, not a resurgence, just a surgence, because I don't know that there was ever a huge...
A surgence?
Yes, a surgence.
Surge?
A surgence. No, but a surge of independent 2D animation. I'd give it a couple months, years or so, and you're going to see an explosion of animation coming out from them.
Was there ever a team that you worked with that just could not get along, but you made beautiful art?
No. All the teams I've ever worked with have been wonderful. That's the thing. If you don't get along, you don't make beautiful art.
And if you're not a team player, you get fired.
Yeah.
So
everybody I've worked with has always been great.
The team is called a team for a reason.
That's right.
have you ever been to Argentina?
Yes. I've been to Buenos Aires.
Hundred Hobby says, Dustin, you're fired. Why am I fired? What did I do? What's your favorite animal to draw?
I love drawing bears, big cats.
Really, bears?
Yeah, right?
Oh, this is an interesting question. I don't think we've ever got this one before. How do you approach doing cleanups to get rid of line crawl? Do you first clean up the keys and then the in-betweens, or do you start from the first drawing and just keep going down the line?
No, you start with the keys and you go through and do all the keys, and then you do the breakdowns, then you do the in-betweens, and that's how and then you pay very close attention to size. That's another big one.
So they do that. They basically clean up in the same order you do the drawings, right?
No, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of times they'll do first and last, just so that everything will stay consistent in between.
Oh, I see.
Booze G commented about of the favorite types of animals. Says horses are my favorite to draw, and follows up with Spirit was one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, Spirit's great.
Yeah, they did an amazing job with the motion.
Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
With your experience in 2D animation, how does one break into character design?
Well, you put together a portfolio of character design. So it's, I've got a great course on, we've got several courses on our website specifically on character design. And, having the ability to vary the style, that's, we were talking about that earlier, in your character design will really help. And just putting together a nice varied portfolio of dynamic posing, expressions, being able to tell a story with the posing, being able to tell a character's personality through your posing and expressions. Those are always, big pluses to be able to do and get across when you're doing character design.
Do you have any, I just scrolled past the question, sorry. Do you have any tips on coloring animation quickly? It always takes me a long time. Animation's a long process, period. So, and coloring it just takes a long time.
TV. Now, if you have, touch and fill, if you have clean lines, then that'll definitely speed up the process in TV Paint. But otherwise, it just takes a while. And even that can take, a little bit of time.
Ella comments and says, my grandfather loves Brother Bear.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
And 100 Hobbies says, hi.
Hello. Yeah, Vedanta disappeared. Did she get bored?
No, she said she had to go.
Oh, to get the girls.
How do you come up with the timeline for the story?
Well, it's a lot of writing and rewriting. It's like anything else. You work it and you scrutinize it, and then you rework it and you scrutinize it. It doesn't just pop out. The stories that we write, they don't just happen. They come from months and years of refinement. And I'm not exaggerating when I say years sometimes. We might spend 2 or 3 years writing a script to get it right.
How long do you think for a Pixar movie to be produced?
About 5 years.
That's about an average span of an animated feature, right?
Yeah, they're all about 4 to 5 years. It's a big chunk of time.
Yeah, because the first couple of years is just getting the story down and the characters down, right?
Yes.
And would you say it'd be the last year or the last two years of the production would be the actual animating?
Yeah, usually the production is 18 to 24 months, depending on what kind of budget they've pulled together.
And that's actually my personal question about all that, because there's getting the story down and there's getting the storyboard.
Yeah.
But then there's the
It's all pre-production.
Yeah. And
a lot of and development and development.
Yeah, how long does it take to get all the voices recorded before the animation?
Oh, that depends, because it all overlaps. So we'll do a first pass on on the script or on the storyboards, and sometimes we'll have production voices in there. A lot of times we'll have just scratch voices in there, and we might do that in a couple of months. You get everybody in there.
Twitch comment. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Were you done with that question?
Yep.
Okay. Will you show some stuff someday on that Procreate Dreams project you did, like the process, preferably before launch, if possible?
Yeah, we're going to do that. Plus, we're going to actually put together an entire course on. We're going to do 2 things. We're going to put together a course specifically on Procreate Dreams and how you use it. Basically, a quick start guide, getting how you want to get started in animation on it. And then for those that are want to get it but don't know how to animate, I'm going to do a fundamentals of animation course, but use Procreate Dreams as the vehicle to teach it. So if you've never animated before, but you want to get the Dreams software, you can do that, and then and I'll teach you how to animate in that software.
But we can only show so much of the behind the scenes before the software is out. We're kind of limited on what we can show. So
Yeah.
you know, partially because the interface isn't completely locked down yet, so they want us to hold off on something.
Yeah. So we can't. Yeah, mainly because it's not locked down. So there's going to be aspects of it that are still in flux that are changing.
Booze G said, drew so much as a kid, and I ended up stopping. I missed it.
Well, you can always pick it back up again.
Instagram question: can a single person make an animated short film?
That's what I did with the Penguin project,
And you're doing with Snow Bear.
and we're doing Snow Bear as well. Yeah, I'm doing them all myself,
You
with the
asked-
exception of some coloring. We have Nick and Claudia has helped color.
You have to just be willing to put in the time. You
Yeah,
know?
it's really a dedication of you got to be good with scheduling, and just put the time in. I get up lately. I get up about 5, 6 in the morning, and I try to get at my desk early, and get because we got a lot of other irons in the fire too. So in order to make an animated short, and then also do courses and live streams and all kinds of stuff, we got to make the time to do it. So usually the best time I can find for myself is to get in there early in the morning and just get some crank some music and just get some drawing done.
Listen, I just randomly started thinking in my head about the presentation for Procreate Dreams, and
Yeah.
how he mentioned about the resolution sizes.
Yeah, 1,000,000 by 1,000,000 pixels.
1,000,000 by 1,000,000 pixels. Yeah, and I was just thinking, would it be an interesting challenge to try to animate like a little bit in that size of a resolution, just to see if it's how.
We actually talked about something like that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You'd never need 1,000,000 by 1,000,000 pixels.
No.
There's no reason in a feature film you would ever need that.
If you really want to get those textures of the fake pencil.
Yeah. So here's 5 drawings thrown together to show this little head turn.
What's your favorite band and music genre?
My favorite music genre is probably blues, and but I don't really have a favorite band. I love so many different, and I love 70s.
Oh yeah.
I love 70s music. But I'm kind of coming to the end here. We've got a big pile of drawings that we did of him running around, and we got him turning his head here.
So many.
You want to go over the sales again real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. For people that are just joining us, if you go on over to featureartteacher.com this weekend, we've got a couple of things going on. First, if you like what Aaron's doing today, our paper animation course is only $5 this weekend. That is the lowest price it's ever been. If you go to creatureartteacher.com, you can get that course for $5. Of course, if you're a member, it's included for free with membership. So that's always something to consider. It's over 20 hours of lessons. Aaron goes into a lot more in-depth detail on how to do animation on paper. So if you like this sort of thing, you definitely want to pick that one up. Also, we've got a new course from Woody Woodman, a storyboard artist who worked on Brother Bear, Treasure Planet, Tarzan, tons of other Disney projects for Lucasfilms, projects for Netflix, all kinds of stuff. He's worked on hundreds of productions. He works as a storyboard artist and also as an animation director. He's directed 300 shorts of online films, including Odd Bods, which has over 7 billion views online, if you're familiar with that. Check that out. That's up for 50% off pre-order right now. Course comes out 1 week from today over at creatureartteacher.com. And again, that's included for free if you're a member. And then also this weekend is your last chance to get our photo packs for only $5. Aaron and Dustin have both shot. We've traveled all over the world shooting artist reference photography. Animals of Yellowstone, animals of Africa, North America, all over the place, Florida, alligators, otters, birds, you name it. We've got really great high resolution artist reference images. So if you're interested in learning to draw animals, check out these artist reference packs. You can get them for just $5 each over at creatureartteacher.com.
Well, there you go. Here's our little guy turning his head. Snow bear.
Kirk says, Aaron, I'm really getting a 70s vibe with your hairstyle.
Yeah, I just I haven't felt like cutting it, so it's getting moppy, folks. It's
So
getting
I don't know if it still exists or not. It probably does, but it was an early internet kind of sensation. There used to be a website called menwholooklikeKennyRogers.com.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think we should submit you.
Or the dude.
Yeah. Well, no, you're more Jeff Bridges, but you can fall into you're sliding into the Kenny Rogers.
I am sliding in there as my beard gets whiter and my hair gets grayer. Yeah.
The dude about it.
I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm hitting the end of my drawing rope here.
Instagram question or comment from Detlef who
Sure.
says, I highly recommend those artist reference packs. So,
Thank you.
I know we saw the photos from the art opening, Detlef, and it looked awesome.
Detlef
Congratulations again.
Detlef has been a longtime follower and a good friend of ours and a brilliant painter in his own right. He just won an award for Wildlife Artist of the Year over in Europe. He's got a big gallery show going on in England.
We just spent the day together in London.
Yeah, we just got to spend some time with him. It was great seeing him. And he's used some of these reference packs in his art. So there really are high quality stuff. So it's a good chance to pick them up at a good price.
And Ella's asking, which photo pack has wolves? That would be in the Yellowstone pack. Yellowstone has a particular black wolf that crossed the river, that we encountered, that crossed the river and actually fed a little bit on a old bison carcass. And a lot of good wolf reference out of that one.
And I know we've got a lot of people that join late, especially on TikTok. So I think what we're going to do, Aaron, do you have anything to wrap up?
What's that?
Do you have anything to say before?
No, I'm good. I just, other than thanks for joining us today. It was awesome.
I think we're going to go ahead and run the Dreams animation project one more time for the people that join late. So if you haven't seen it yet, Aaron was commissioned by Procreate to create a 2D animated short in Procreate's new animation software called Dreams.
Yeah, and this was all done on iPad. I want to reiterate that too.
Yep.
So everything you're going to see was created on iPad, and Nick and Claudia helped color the characters, but I created the backgrounds, the animation, all of that, and this is what we created.
All right, Dustin, you want to roll it?
Yep. And 3, 2, 1.
Claudia helped color the characters, but I created the background. This is what we created. There you go, guys. thanks so much. And thanks for joining us today. I always love sitting down and being able to animate on paper and kind of go back to the old days and show you guys how it's done. And I don't know. I just think it's magical to be able to flip paper and see a character come to life. That to me is it's a fun magic trick, Mike. And I like sharing it. So thanks a lot for hanging out with us today. Remember, go on over to creatureartteacher.com and check out the sales we've got going on, all the content we've got. We've got all kinds of great stuff. And we'll be back again on Tuesday. If you're a member over at creatureartteacher.com, I'll be making Snow Bear, and you can join me at 10 a.m. Every Tuesday and Thursday as I'm making it, and you can see how we do it. So otherwise, have a great weekend. Go on out there, put some beauty back in the world, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
Cowboy Bebop.